See that sprinkler track up there? That's what cost me a rake wheel right there. Me and my dad went to Clinton, Oklahoma yesterday, and that was a little bit closer than Chickasha, Oklahoma. I called my local Livingston dealer, and they said, we never have carried those before for the H&S, but Chickasha has them. Then he called back and he said, hey, our supplier is closer in Clinton, Oklahoma. So he said, why don't you go get them, and you can bring me back some, and I'll start carrying them. So I brought him back 3, and I brought 2, and then I got a Rouse piece of white plastic, and that's all I needed. Dad this morning straightened my spring. I welded, I'll show you that in a minute. I welded the hub back on, and now I'm fitting this sheet of plastic. All right, we cut the center hole out. Here, I marked it with a Sharpie, and I cut the center hole out, and I drilled all of these holes, and now I am putting the nuts and bolts back on there, and I'll tighten those, and then we'll put the bearings back in the hub, and we'll put it back on, and then we're ready to go. YouTubers, how are y'all doing today? We have got this sprinkler track. We've got this rake repaired. Me and Dad did it yesterday. It was kind of a fuzzy day, and I didn't film any of it, but you saw me put the wheel together, and the rake went together flawlessly. We did cannibalize the all the rake teeth off the old wheel that got mangled, and repaired a bunch that were broke on this on the rest of them. Let me show you what I'm fixing to go up against. This kind of stuff. That's what I have to go up against. I'm raising up on it. I don't want to tear up the rake again. I did not want to tear up my rakes again. So there is no sense in that. All that caused by somebody not wanting to plow in a circle. Well, things don't change. We'll move on to greener pastures and better hay fields. But anyway, we got the rake fixed yesterday, and the wheel went on easy, but we, like I said, we cannibalized all the rake teeth off the other one, and we had 2 left over. So that's how many rake teeth we had. And I raised it up out of the ground just a little bit, trying to save the rake teeth. And I'm going a little bit slower today. We got 9 rounds here. We had 8/10 of rain, so it wasn't no big hurry. But it kind of dried out yesterday pretty good, and it's dried out pretty good today. And I'm going to get this hay up out of the ground, up out of the stubble, and rolled together and fluffed up enough to where it'll get a little of this wind. We got a little bit, about a 10 to 15 mile an hour breeze, and it's supposed to be 88 degrees today. So that's enough to get the hay dry today. It was all stem dry anyway beforehand, so all we gotta do is just get all the toughness out of it, and it's not wringing wet anyway, it's just tough. So today, if we can get it aired out, then tonight the humidity will come back up off the ground, more than likely quicker than the air, because we got that little rain shower, and I'll be able to finish it up. We got 9 rounds here. We got a rain chance coming up Saturday, and I want to get this stuff knocked out as quickly as we can. That way we don't have that much down during this next little rain chances. Anyway, raking now, and you'll see us roading around. So thank you for coming by and staying tuned. We are out here raking a little hay tonight, fixing to roll some up. We've been baling like you would not believe, getting some good stuff done with the John Deere round baler. And we are now at Stinking Springs, our last destination of our harvest. They've got 2 circles here, one 147, I think, acre circle, and 122 acre circle. Beautiful job cutting this. I don't know if you can see at night here, but we'll show some more during the day. Beautiful stubble. It never grew back. Hadn't had any rain for one, but just, it's been on the ground 2 weeks. And we hadn't had hardly any moisture over here to speak of, except just dew, morning dew. And it's bleached the top. It's still green. Good beardless weed. It's all dry. Moved over here this morning, or about lunch. Just plain beautiful, man. we're over here at Thailand, New Mexico. We're rolling a few bales of beardless wheat up that is headed. Perfect baling conditions this morning. You know, here it is, 12:40 in the afternoon. It's 60% humidity, overcast. It was too wet last night. I baled till about 12 hours ago, about 12:30, and it got too wet on me. So I slept in the camper over here. Been sleeping over here in my RV trailer, and I've been spending the night in it, and been putting in the midnight oil. We've already baled that old big circle over there. It made 462 round bales. So far, this one here, we're sitting on 322 on this one. This one's a smaller circle. This one's 122 acres. The other one is 142, I believe, acres. We're sitting here going round and round and round. We had the outside. We had the outside 3 and a partial towers already raked up a couple of days ago, and it come in here about a little over 1/10 of an inch of rain, just enough to knock me out that night. And then we had a windstorm, and it knocked it all flat. So I had to come back in here and rake it up yesterday, and I baled 170 bales last night, and got it all baled up, and before it got too wet, and then almost had it all baled like a tower. And this morning my wife come over, and she run the rakes ahead of me, and the wind kind of got up again yesterday. It kind of scattered out just a little. She went ahead and firmed it up, and then when we got those windrows done, she's going real slow, 4 miles an hour in fact. To stay ahead of me, I'm running 6.5, but I stop all the time. So we're staying about the same speed all day long, and she's just running about a half of a lap ahead of me, half a round ahead of me. And so we're trying to get this thing rolled up. It's doing excellent. It's baling up perfect. If I could drive right to make my bale square, but it's looking good. Yeah, sitting here using a little bit of Pritchett net wrap. That's what we always use. That or Swanson ag wraps. I really like both. They're very similar. The color patterns are a little different, but I think they're made from the same dang company. I better slow down. That's a pretty good little windrow. But yeah, I really like it. It's really tougher than the other, and this baler makes it wrap over the edge a little bit. Even though it's not cover edge, it is 51 inch. This is a 48 inch baler, so it kind of tends to go over the edge just a little bit, but it's not over the edge, and it's not cover edge. That's John Deere net wrap, but I don't run John Deere net wrap. But this is kind of pulling over the edge. I'm going to put it that way. So it looks real good. The rancher would have to be pleased with this. I mean, I cut it the best I've ever cut anything in my life. I don't know what I did. I'm gonna have to repeat it because I cut it very just perfect, and I think I always cut it perfect, but this didn't have any regrowth. These circles was headed at the time, and when I cut them, the stubble died. We didn't have any rain after that, and the stubble just died, and so it didn't have any regrowth to mess with on raking, so that made it a lot easier to rake, and it made it look excellent. I mean, it just, other than the wind that's kind of blowing it around a little bit, we're having a little trouble. We're not leaving anything, and a little bit of wind blow. That's why my wife is staying ahead of me just a little ways. We're kind of running, we call it Pac-Man. That way, you know, we're sitting there just kind of chasing one another, and you know, we're about 45 miles away from home, and that's about the only time I ever take my camper, and you know, it really does pay off. Weather in the background, you can see it there. I think it'll be all right. I think it's going straight south. So we're going to sit out here. It's almost dark. We're going to sit out here, and we're going to go in the camper, and I'll show you that here in a minute. This is the last night of Baling over here, so I'll show you that, and I'll show you my little humble abode over here. You know, we're about I don't know, 50 or 60 miles from home, so I don't mind bringing my camper over here, because it just makes it handy. Because, you know, I'll probably be having to stay in it tonight till about midnight, 1 o'clock, when the humidity comes in, and then I'll probably bail till I get done. But instead of having to drive all the way back home tonight or early in the morning, I'll just go in the camper and crash. Then I'll be here in the morning, and I'm probably going to have my wife bring a little Jimmy over here, and that way I can load up the swather. The swather had a dead battery. I left my GPS on up here on the top, hacked me down, and it run my battery down. Over about 3 weeks, it run my battery down, and so I come over here to get it. Me and my son Drew did. And had the battery was dead, and I was like, man. Well, it looked like I almost got it out of the way. I might have to go down there to pick up and move that sprinkler a little bit more out of the way. I sure need some exercise. I need to lose about 1,200 pounds. I think that's going to be the goal of the rest of 2021. Is I want to get fit. I'm going to be a lean, mean videoing machine. I need to get fit. So that's what the plan is. Eat right and do a little more exercising. Had a hard day today. Let me go get some rest here in a minute. So I'll meet you back at the camper here in a minute. Swather on charge. It was dead. And welcome to my humble abode. Let's go in and see what's going on. See what the humidity is. 9%. That'll be a while. They say about midnight, but I didn't know about that. A storm coming, what we would have. Well, welcome to my baling shack. Yeah, I don't mind that. That was left over from graduation party, and we didn't even unseal it. So this is my little shack that I bale hay in. You can see in the fridge here. Got my Dr. Pepper's, got me some tea. Got me some frozen milk. My wife put it in the freezer. I don't know why. Because now I can't drink it. I put it down in here earlier. And I guess it'll thaw out in a few days. But let's see what I got to eat here. I got one pizza left over. That'll be my dinner tonight. A little party pizza. Great. And here's some leftover milkshake. It's froze. I'll leave that out for a while. That'll work.